And test. Cool. All right. Got audio, video. Howdy, folks. My name is Dave. I'm a woodturner. Welcome to the channel. I started the channel to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator. I fell in love with the teaching aspect of woodturning on top of the actual woodturning itself. That I also started doing as therapy for PTSD. So, welcome to the channel. I enjoy being able to interact with folks through chat, answering questions. I do my best to explain what I'm doing as I go. When I'm in that teaching mode, sometimes I'm just in the turning mode. As if you're regular, as you've seen, I just go ahead and turn, kind of talk it out as I go. And I've got couple of things going on here I want to try to play with. And one of these is I was asked to make, so I make some what I call garden decorative hummingbird houses, right? I tell people that hummingbirds are not cavity nesters. People still want to buy hummingbird houses, I think is really cool. So I was asked actually to make some smaller ones than what I have. So I've got a blank here that I actually was just putting a new center point on. That's going to be the smaller little birdhouse kind of ornament deal. And then I've got another piece. That's elm. So that should be kind of interesting to turn. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that's elm. And I've got two pieces of elm I want to turn. One will be two regular round ornaments, at least in theory. And let me switch cameras here. I think I still have audio. Yes. So another thing that as I turn this just last week, I don't. Will that help any? And this is Osage orange. This is a piece that got from either North Carolina or Tennessee. I can't remember which one. And this is another block right here. This guy is another much larger block of Osage orange that I want to get to today. But this is a bowl that I turned out of this smaller piece. And I just wanted to show if I can get it to, maybe it's just, that's not a good light to play with here. The chatoyance in this wood is just amazing. If I can just get it to, yeah, that right there. That's just some really amazing chatoyance in this Osage orange. So I want to turn this larger block. I'm still not totally sold on whether it's going to be just a bowl or I'm really thinking about a lidded box. And I have some other timber that I want to use. I'm going to take this other bowl inside. I do have some other timber I want to use for a lid if I'm going to go that route. I've got some nice curly maple that I think will, or hopefully anyway, accent the Osage orange if it's turned into a box. So, welcome. Lovely Twitch Tuesday. Before I start on this guy, though, I want to get on these other two, so we'll set this guy aside. The plan is to get to you today. Glasses are on my head, so that's a good thing. Cover up the confuser. I got my live and my drive center already set. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right, so it is a lovely, chilly evening here in northern lower Michigan. Let's see, I think I'll send Well, that was on the drive side. Well, I'll just use this drive center. Yeah, it's getting quite chilly at night. Okay, so this guy is big enough with a little bit more light, even, and I can turn two ornaments out of this. And I think the elm, I don't know, I might get rid of this, what's left of that cambium first. I don't know if I go right in the center there. I could flip it this way, and that feature would be on the top of both pieces. You know what? I'll do that. We'll just leave it. We'll start making the shape. I've got to change this tenon because this tenon is a little shy of where it needs to be. So actually, what I think I would like to do is to grab. There you are. I was just about to say a rut row. I don't know where those calipers are. So I'm going to set a new tenon and to the right diameter for the Vicmark chuck. So I can hollow these out really quick and hollow the other one out real quick. These are smaller pieces. I need 1 7/8 so I set that to 2. That'll be fine. This side is at 1 7/8. Actually, it's 1 15/16. So once I put that dovetail in there, that will be the right size for that dude. So I want to work on the tenon first. Glasses down. I have no idea what speed I'm going at. That looks like, well, it's a good speed regardless, but looks like it's about 800. So this ought to be pretty nice and hard. Ooh, wow, that's an interesting smell. That is definitely does not smell like elm, I'll tell you that. It's more of a, it's reminding me a lot of that piece of cherry. It smelled like camphor. That's the odor. It smells like camphor. It sure does. So this must be. Well, this could very well be camphor. This could, now that I see the color difference down here, I thought this was a piece of elm, but this actually, well, no, maybe this is Kentucky coffee tree, but it smells like camphor. Interesting. All right, dovetails. So anchor bevel cut. I got an anchor there. The bevel I'm rubbing the bevel actually, or what constitutes the bevel. There's not much that does. It's basically maybe a 1/16 of an inch there and a 1/16 of an inch down here. This is a curve. You can't see that in this camera. And this camera should be pointed down. So let's swap cameras here real quick. So and I've discussed this before, but let's go over it again really quick. This is actually a cove because the wheel that we're turning on is round, right? I'm not using a flat sharpening tool to make this edge, this entire bevel. So what's contacting, if I'm contacting what is quote unquote the bevel, it basically is about a 16th of an inch here and maybe about a 16th of an inch up here by the cutting edge. The rest, and it depends on the wood too. Softer wood, the tool might sink in just a little bit more, but I don't try to press into the wood. I just want the cutting tool to make that, to engage with it. So rubbing on that quote unquote bevel, really I'm only rubbing on a very little bit of real estate there and a very little bit of real estate on this heel. And Mav K14 says, "Hi, howdy," and for some reason, that was really odd for the audio. So at least I know that it's saying something and I can check the screen. But that, when I tested it, everything sounded fine. But that was really choppy. So howdy, man. Thanks for tuning in. I got my anchor and my quote unquote bevel, and I'm rubbing it right on the side. And actually, if you could look right down in there, I can see the gap that there is, and it's very, very small, but there's a gap right there because the wheel is round that we use when we're sharpening. So I try to stay away from saying things like ride the bevel, rub the bevel, because you're really not. You can't. I mean, on any tool, a skew, anything, where it's made contact with the wheel, it's a cove. It's not a flat shape. So I like to say, you want to more or less rub those areas. I could rub that bevel all day long, or what I call bevel never make a cut. I'm right on that bevel right now. I'm not making a cut, but I have to engage that cutting edge in there to get that cut started. That might be a little high. Let's see. No, that might be okay. And I should move this guy for now. So we'll just screw this guy up. And take a look at the color of it too when I get this screwed up, because it's going to take that surface off. Yeah, that really smells like camphor. That's quite a trip. It might be camphor wood, but I was pretty sure it's Kentucky coffee, but it definitely smells like camphor to me. Okay, so that's still a little bit is still there, so that's cool. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of curl around here, so that might be neat. So let's split this guy in half. Let's see. Let's go. What is that? 5/8. Oh, well, there we are. It doesn't happen often. All right, so I am going to want to part it off at some point here, but I also want to set that tenon because I want to be able to hold it in the Vicmark jaws, so I can at least get the hole poked through. I want to try to hollow everything from one side and then get the hole poked through when I flip the other piece around. So let's see how well that works out. Oh, I'm going to lower this dude now. Oh, not go too far. Let's double check that. That's okay. That's still a little big. Okay. And so this is where I'll part it off. Or cut it off, rather. So I got a little bit more. And I need it for the round. To make them round. But that's alright. Yeah, gotta love working with sharp tools, man. Alright, so I might as well do the same thing here. Let's get rid of some of that shoulder. I need this guy for a second. Oops. A little bit further down there. There we go. That one's okay. Yep, that's the right tool. Let's see. A lot closer to where that ought to be, so that'll work. There we go. Let's see. We're thinking that guy will probably be down here. And we'll set this guy up to be. Well, let's finish the round part first. Smells nice. It's just very definitely reminds me of mothballs. It's that camphor. Okay, so I need to set. Actually, man, that maybe I would save this bark for any. Oh, that's perfect. Save this bark for pest control. I wish I could get that sawdust, said MavK14. Hey, oh, hey, man. What it says in the chat here on my HUD, my heads-up display, it says that MavK14, is currently on a 3-stream streak. So thank you very much for hanging out, man. Congratulations. Really now? Oh, I'm a little too high on my tour, but that should take care of that. So now I got to get rid of all of that at some point. And you know what? I think actually what I needed to do was to take that out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Let's see. Let's get a. I'm sure I've got an unfinished bowl in here somewhere that I can put these shavings in really quick because oh my gosh, man. Oh, well, that'll work for now. And we'll do some. Not that I have anything that I've got to use it against right now. Any kind of critter coming into the house that I don't want, that I'm aware of. No moths, no. But hey, I'm going to hold on to that. And then, I mean, yeah, it smells like camphor. So cool. Maybe I'm turning camphor. I didn't know I had any. Or maybe I did and forgot all about it. It's probably the more accurate thing. Okay, that's set. Let's go ahead and do that. That one's set. All right, so I'm going to cut these apart here in a bit. But since I got this right here, I'll true this guy up and then start making some shapes. Now, this is going to be a smaller birdhouse kind of ornament. So the shape, I'm using the shape that it's in to design what I want out of it. So I'm going to round this over here. This will be the top of the birdhouse with the overhang, and then this will be a lot smaller. So let's move that out of the way. I don't need. Wait, is that? I think this tenon is okay. Yeah, that's right. This tenon is okay. So I thought I was going to take off the tourist, but I see that I was wrong. So let's see. So this is an interesting piece. I'm pretty sure this is elm. It's got all kinds of cracks. It looks like there was some at some point in the past. I did some resin. This got some resin in the cracks, so I did some resin work at some point. let's chew it up going this way first. I use the sawdust as salt. Interesting. TC Smoke says, I'm here too. Hey, man. How's it going? No. Do I need, you know what, I'm going to put a tenon on this guy. Anyway, what did I do with that? I think I put it away. And I will turn that into a feature. Ooh, man, I got really close. So let's turn that into a dovetail. There you go. Put that away, and we'll need that in a little bit. Well, I want to come back. I am really interested to see what this other piece of Osage orange looks like. Then I'll turn that into a feature. Let's see what I round that out. You know what? I'll do it this way. Leave myself that little shoulder there. So that'll be my topper. Cut it out here. Something like that. Well, we're not completely tight in the leaves there. Not quite secure. Okay, so now this guy is going to need to fit down in there. So I think elm turns really nice with a skewer. And leaves a really lovely surface. Yeah, there's resin all the way down inside these cracks. So I must have at some point did some resin work here. Do I want a little bit more of a overhang? Yep, yes I do. So let's take this down a little bit more. That is just The grain in this is amazing, and that's a really nice surface. Yeah, that's going to make a pretty birdhouse. Actually, I'm just going to drill that out. In fact, this guy I need to turn. This is going to get drilled out. And, I think... Oh, lovely. All right, that was a nice cut, actually. Okay, so now I know I can hold that. I can hollow this out. I need to get this guy off here. But... shouldn't have been able to stop that. And this guy... Oh dear, I had one of my drawers open in the toolbox and now it's got a bunch of shavings in it. Alright. But that is so unlike every single other toolbox drawer I have apparently. Still too high. There. Yeah, that'll work. I'll turn this into a bead. After I get the inside done, I'll turn that little bit into a bead. That works. And we're at the parting off stage, Dave. Cool. Yeah, Elma's nice to turn. I'm glad I found this. This has been floating around for a while. Oh dear, looks like I'm gonna have to wear a mask. This has been floating around for a while, so apparently I did something with resin with it a while ago and completely spaced it out. Fortunately, in this case, it looks like I didn't color the resin, so that's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wear a mask. Okay, so that's those guys. First time chat, reverse technician, YMT8W. Oh, Cheapster, yeah, thanks for the heads up about the cheap viewers on Streambo, whatever that is. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and putting something in chat for me. Can only hope that will help the metrics, so thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's get this guy out of here because we won't need him for a while. There we go. Yeah, wow. This diesel heater is working nice, man. Okay. So I don't need the calipers. I don't need either set. I do need to cut this apart, but we'll get to that. Let's do this. I need this guy. Well, I was going to grab a Forstner bit and all that, but I think I'm going to skip out on the Forstner bit. I don't know. We'll see when I get to that point. As far as hollowing this guy out is, oh, I need to drill that hole too. So I should do that. And I will do that when it's in the chuck, so I have a third hand. Alright, let's move that aside. This guy over to here. Let's see, I don't think I need the skew any longer. Don't need the parting tool either. Those away. Hey, caught the tool before it fell off the lathe. Well, I'm trying to figure out why this is loose. So the groovy thing is that nobody's going to see the inside of this. It's going to be a closed birdhouse. At least a garden decorative birdhouse. So I do need my sidewall scraper here. Where's that guy? There you go. So I'll raise this up just a bit. And so I am kind of working on a little bit of a snug fit-ish. This is where it's going to get glued together. Not going to be a box somebody's going to be in and out of. Oh, so close. Thought I had nailed it. I'm so close. Whoop, that's too much. But I have rounded that off a bit. So, whoops. Sit, stay. Actually, sit, stay there. There we go. That's a nice fit, no wiggle room. Now I can, well, first thing, drop that down. There we go. Yes. Okay, Butimus. That is the one. So we'll glue that dude together there. I want to do just a little bit like that. Clean up that surface. Now I can hold that in the chuck, turn it around. Not in this chuck, I'm sure. I won't be able to get, well, we'll find out. But I probably won't be able to get that in there. But very, very cool that I got, whenever I did this resin job, you know, I got it all filled in. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. I got a really good fit there. And I think, oh, no, it is running true. Never mind. Thought maybe it was a little tilted off to one side. Let's mark. Oh, groovy. So the bottom inside is right here. About 1/8 of an inch below the bead I'm going to cut. So let's see if this will actually fit in this chuck. Probably not. That's all right. We got straight sides. I'm going to use the other chuck for that. All right, things have warmed up enough that I don't think I need these for a while. Fine, we'll do it this way. am I doing? There we go. That'll work. Let's turn this down. Good enough for me. Oh, don't need this guy either now. Put that away. There. Tailstock is too close. There. I'm gonna grab my cordless drill here real quick and drill this little hole. Actually, I gotta drill two holes, I suppose. One for the perch and one for the entrance. Okay, here we go. Battery? Yes, battery. Walking in, out to the shop, I can definitely smell the camper out here. The difference between inside and outside, that's kind of funny. All right, let's see. I want to find a good spot for it. So how's about somewhere in there? And let's go with a 1/2 inch hole. Say right there. And then do I have that here? What is this guy? little big, so we'll go with 1/8. Alrighty, I'm gonna go put this tool back in its proper place. There we go. Okay, I need to blow my nose, going in and out from outside to inside. It's kind of big nose stuff here. Hold on one moment. Alright. Mask. I was going to grab the mask. Because these two are kind of dusty. I like the surface that it's on there already. I really don't even need to touch that with any kind of abrasive, but I do want all of the finish, whatever I'm going to apply evenly, so I will still hit that with an abrasive. There we have it. I could do a little bit better in the bottom though, so I will. And I think I will go a little bit deeper. Oh, seeing wall thickness is not very, the wall's not very thick. So it wants to sing a little bit. As far as I know, none of our feathered friends are going to live in there, but it's smooth enough that if that does happen, which I highly doubt, it'll all be okay. Let's see. Oh, already got a bracelet on it? Yeah. But it's not straightened out. Okay. So that's that guy. And now, actually, I might be able to turn a lot of this where it's at right now. Perhaps. Brace it on there. Move you over there. That over there. Okay. Ooh, hey now. I thought that was tight. Let's make that a little smaller. Beautiful. All right. Easy there, Pilgrim. I think I can still get it. There we go. And then this guy. Oops. Groovy. So we'll put that in the bucket. There's my bracelet. There we go. Cool beans. All right. Still got to turn the top on that bud, but that's essentially it. So we'll set this guy aside because I got to change the chuck for that, and we'll get to these guys really quick. I say that. We shall see how quick it actually is. Ooh, look at that. Didn't even know that was in there. Couldn't tell from there. That might be some nice little feature. Let's see, except this is what... Well, I don't know. We'll see, man. We got it down. It looks like it might have color on both ends. That'd be all right. Don't really need to cut this one off, but I will. Alright. Oh, guess you couldn't see any of that. Sorry about that, but I was just cutting off with the little pull saw here. Alright. And I can work out the finials for these later. Too low, too low. Let's try that. Still a touch too low. Let's go about there. Alright. no, don't get rid of this. We got to save this stuff. It's got a really nice, let me grab that bowl, red coloring to it too in some of it. There we go. Yeah, we don't want to lose this stuff. Salt. Interesting concept. Now, Mav, why would you use it as a salt? Like for food salt? Got me curious. A little bit. Oh, I don't need to go that wide. Whoops. All right, I'll just make a bigger tenon. Oh, lovely. Well, I think, yep, sure enough, it is time to sharpen this guy. Except this time I'm going to hone it when I'm done. So it's off to the grinder. I will be back. Lights, camera. Well, no camera, but I have lights in action, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad. All right. Let's get that into the jig guy. There we go. Good, didn't take any off the end there. That's straight. But that was ugly. There we go. That's getting better. Hey now, hey now. It almost sounded like a song. Okay. So just gotta put the there we go. think that'll do. Nope, not quite. Sometimes a little harder for me to get these smaller tools just right. But little by little, I think it goes like just like how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same can be said of wood turning, I think. There's just so many pieces to the puzzle, I guess. So many. Yeah, the puzzle that's wood turning. I'm borrowing that phrase, but there is a lot of smaller pieces to the whole that most people don't get to see. You know, from the wood turner's perspective. Let's see, was I too far off there? One more time around the wheel here, just to make sure I had. Okay, that looks right to me. I had the spacer block in the right spot. There we go. Ooh, doggy. All right. Come on now. Yeah, for some reason that seems to be better. That'll work. All right. It's got a nice color to it. I mean, as far as like a creamy white, this is toast. Let's see if this one is toast. I'll have to be swapped soon also. But it's got reds and some other similar colors going through it. Let's see. So, wow, very, very deep browns. I thought there was some red in there, but I guess, I mean, sort of, it's more like a, what do they call it, an umber? But that's definitely smells like the balls of Mothness. Okay. I need this guy. Because the tenon's not in here, so. Straight. Nothing has to be super straight, I suppose. Nobody's ever going to see the inside or the glue line. But there it is, nicely hollowed out. Just got to finish it from this end. That's why I like making ornaments like that, with to have a little lip there, because then I can put it back in the chuck, and most of the time there's no marks left behind. Where am I going to set you? I got to set you somewhere. There we go. Let's see. Let's start off with this first. Yeah, it follows that curve really close. There we go. Oh yeah, all this stuff smells really nice. I mean, if you like camphor and all that, I apparently do. Although it's been a while since I've had a full-on sensory overload of mothballs. This isn't too bad. It's not that strong. I guess mothballs are probably more concentrated in. So I don't know, man. I'm assuming that this came from downstate. This timber from Joe Fox's woodworking service. A member of the club. It is a Sawyer. And very kindly brings different kind of timbers that he's taken down to the club. And he's getting a bit of an education on what's worth turning and what's not at the same time, which is kind of cool. So it helps him help us out. Okay, there we go. That's one. Man, that is a pretty. That is a pretty wood. Once it gets some finish on there, that might be really fantastic. Okay, next one. What did I drop? I dropped a piece of abrasive. What am I doing on time? 9:20. Well, I didn't think these would take long. That aside. That too. Really, I mean, it kind of looks like cedar. Same color. Sorta. Oh, hello. All right. That one's not going to survive. So let's take a look and see what got us, if we can find out. Got a bar conclusion there, but I don't think that was it. Looks like got caught right in here. And other than different grain, I don't really see. It must have just been a little bit weaker. Can I save it? Nah, not really. All right, well, that's some interesting, but I'm going to take this at least to the club. I think that's camphor, but I don't know for sure. All right, so we got one out of that, and we got the birdhouse done. All right, cool. Let's move these guys aside. Where's the birdhouse? There it is. Oh, you know what? I didn't finish that. That's right. I needed to change the chuck so that I could turn the outside of this guy. And then I'm going to move on to this lovely piece of Osage orange. All right. Make a nice little camphor sachet with that. That might be cool. Alley-oop. Okay, not this chuck, but this guy. So I'm going to put it in an expansion hole, but I don't need to have a death grip on it, especially since the cracks are already there. It's filled in with resin, but they are already there. Okay, I was going to turn that dude into a bead, so I need to get a little bit more angle here. So let's see if this might be. It's still a little washed out, isn't it? Maybe if I go this way, it shifts everything this way. Let's see if I can do this. Let's shift it some more. Come on, look, play nice. A little great googly moogly, that went too far. Okay, this is not quite. Sorry, folks. Of course, I had to go ahead and shift the camera. And we'll come up or down, up or down, up or down, up. Okay. There we go. But that's not still the best view because of. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see that in there. Okay, cool. Now it's a bead, and let's see. I think I want this Let's go in just a little bit more. And be sloped a little bit more. Bingo. Oh, yeah, I needed to grab fresh abrasive. Where did I set that though? Let's see, this is 150, not what I'm looking for. Ah, fell down right here. Off that short corner. And on top of that, let's see. I guess so. This will have to use this. No, I can use this. I can use my negative rake scraper. To turn a bead. There. Let's turn one more right here. And there's another bead. Cool, man. I love it when that stuff comes together. I don't need to sand anything else. It's all done. Cool. Let's take a look at this feller. Try to get it in some decent light. Yeah, that's not a bad topper there for this guy. Groovy, man. All right, so that dude's done. Maybe I should do an instructional video on how to turn a bead with a negative rake scraper. Maybe I should do that. Okay, let's put this guy away. Did I need to? Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Let's go ahead and use this guy again. Part of that I hit with abrasive and part I haven't. And the part that I have is going to take the finish really nicely. So we need to rectify that. So it will all take the finish, or rather nicely. All right, now it's all sanded. Coolness. Let's see, I think I want to take these two inside really quick. Now the Osage Orange, man. Okay. Let's take the mask off. Oh man, yeah, it definitely heavily smells like camphor in here now. I wasn't smelling some of that with that mask on, so that makes it a pretty good mask. But the charcoal filters in it do take out some of the odor. The odors of a shop. I don't want to say odor like it's a bad thing, because it's not. It's just a smell. Okay, let's get this guy off here, because I'm going to start between centers with this dude. And this particular piece was entirely coated in wax, so it might be just a touch tricky. Well, let's see if I can get below the surface enough that I can still get a good hold, because paraffin is just, it makes things really slick. It's a great lubricant. Obviously it's good for sealing the wood too, apparently. Sort of, I don't know, I myself have had kind of mixed results, but I guess it also depends on the wood that you're using the paraffin on, like birch, green birch. After a while, what's the word, Dave? Paraffin separates from the wood, the timber. There it is. So let's just make sure we got as much of this paraffin off here as we can get it. So I get a good secure hold. So when I was looking at this block, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here once I get this old wax cleaned off, but I found, I don't know if this is common to Osage Orange or what, so I found some interesting features that I want to pay attention to. because I don't know the cause of the issue. But looking at this stuff, there's some tear out here. But on this side, there's all kinds of tear out in here. So I don't know what's happening with the wood here. I've got tear out in there. And that's just from them milling it with a blade. That's just tore all that out. So we will see what happens. But it does look like there's some really nice grain hiding in here. Okay, let's bring this guy all the way up. Alley-oop. And I'm still not sure, actually, if I want this to be a lidded bowl box, I guess, but it's definitely going to be at least a bowl. Although I'm playing around with the idea of, let's see, where's that grain at? All right, so this would be the bowl. The grain's kind of cupped this way, so I want to use that to my advantage for the outside of a bowl, since the grain's already kind of running that way on half of it. We'll go with it. So right now I want to see if I can get this actually secure between points. Or if the paraffin is just going to slip and slide. Yeah, it kind of seems that way. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much I tighten that, it's not ever gonna grab. So I'm gonna turn on, actually, yeah, I'm gonna turn on the compressor, and I'm gonna use the sander to get down below that surface. I need that piece to be secure in the lathe. I want to have all the pieces that I work with be secure as possible in the lathe. I don't want them popping out, man. We don't need that. Let's see. I think this is the guy. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, mount that tool anyway. I will need that tool. Let's grab this dude. And since I did it there. Oh yeah, now that I'm below that waxed surface, that's really, yeah, you can really tell that that's torn out. But hopefully the grain is okay. We'll get into this. dimension I want here. There. Put that away. Alright, let's see what we got now. And you know I'm going to go turn off that compressor because the noise is annoying. I didn't need it for anything. Almost to shut off already. There we go. Looks like I lost audio there for a sec. All right. Is that too high? No. Wait a minute. I could keep part of this square. It's like all these design options here. Could do a square bowl. That could work. Well, at least square from the top. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. So I got 3 inches to play with here, so I could do all kinds of embellishment in here. Just turning beads or coves or whatever I want in there. But then I'm like stuck to this large. I think I'll just knock the corners off and see. Whoa, you almost got me that time. He says to himself. That's the bit I'm wondering about here. I'm getting. It is a dense wood, though. I was getting slightly choppy cuts. Yep, it's tearing out right there. Hey. Let's see what that does. Takes care of a lot of that tear out. All right. sitting here watching my hand wheel back off while I'm making this cut. It's like, don't loosen up, man. Don't loosen up. Ah, I see. So there's a lot of figure in here, and that's where this tear out's coming into play. There is a bunch of figure in here. Wow. Okay. Cool. I guess I gotta wear a mask with this stuff too. So, time to put the mask back on. Uh-oh. And blow the computer off. Okay. Let's get this put back into place. All right. Let's see. What's this? Captain OB has joined the channel. Howdy, howdy. Then the Rogues Gallery of TC Schmo, Mav K14. Excuse me a sec. All right, mask uptime. Okay. You know what? I need to clean these off. Okay. So, since that's the case, wow, there's going to be a lot of chatoyance in this guy, too. Holy moly. Let's see how much I can bring out just by scraping a little bit. Alright, let's do this instead. Oh, wow, yeah, it's gonna look pretty doggone cool with that chatoyance, I think. But that's where it was all tearing out, was where all that figure is at, and now that's cleaned off, so cool beans. Let's see. Let's take a look at it from both sides to see if maybe. I guess it's not really. It's at a bit of an angle, so I guess it doesn't matter which necessarily side I make the foot of the bowl on. So I'm going to go with the original plan, and that was this being the bottom. I don't know, this is a really nice size for a box too. Oh my, that is really gonna look cool. Okay, how do I want to do this? Tra-la-la. Tra-la-la. You know, I'm thinking I like that shape. I'm gonna go with that shape. Still could turn it into a box, though. I don't know, man. This is just because I've got a really nice piece of. Well, let's see under this light what this looks like. I got some curly maple. I think would make a really nice lid for this. Should I turn this into a box or a lidded bowl or whatever? But I do like this shape so far. I have to play around a little bit more, but yeah, that's a nice size too. I like it. Okay, so now we got to think about the foot. Oh, itty bitty money mo, you're not it. You're it. Okay. That is some gorgeous wood. I have I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I like the yellow woods anyway. not so much the orange, but there's yellow overtones into it. Now I want to try to play around with melding the two. I think the two colors would do well together. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do I want an inset foot? I think I'm going to go with an inset foot and just a little bit of lift. So that means and then yeah. Okay. Cool. I think I'm seeing it in my head. That was a nice cut. So let's continue that awesomeness by creating that. And that's going to be inset now. And I think I want that to be a little bit, not that smaller, a little bit bigger. I think I want that to be somewhere in here. So now I can get to get around that corner. Finish that bead. Give it just a skosh bit of lift, and it's there. I just gotta let me refine the outside a little bit better, because that little bit, it's not even a 16th of an inch, but there's a little bit of an OG there, and that's what I want to try to maintain, just to have that little bit to kind of make it look like it's floating on the surface of whatever it's sitting on. Yeah, I need to do a little bit more work here. I'm gonna go with a sharp tool. How are we doing on time? Oh, 10 o'clock. Cool. Groovy. Let's see. How's about... Wait. Hold the phone. Oh, that's right. Say, wait a minute, man. I've got an extra spindle gouge here that I didn't know I had. Oh, wait a minute. That's because I have 3 different size spindle gouges, one of each. Okay. So let's refine this a little bit more. Now I know my handle down here, this brake won't get in the way because I don't have a handle on this. But I'm doing a pull cut, very, very light pressure, following the curve around and adjusting my tool rest as I need to make it all the way around here. And since I don't have a tool handle in the way, we're really in there really tight, nice and tight. That would be just enough, I think. I'm going to stop before I get too far because at this point I made use of as much of the timber as I could to make the largest piece. But I still have options, and I don't have to stick with this size. I am going to the trouble of cleaning this up because I want to see. There it is. Yep, I almost had it. How this is going to look cleaned up with that little OG in it. I'm still plan to run some abrasive across it. Don't you do that. Got my hand wheel backing off again. It's got just a little bit of an OG. Yeah, so I'm going to run some abrasive across this. I've got to do you know what, I want to flip this around now. Get it running true. Okay, cool. And I think it would be really beneficial to have a chuck hold in here, so I'm going to create a space for that because I need to be able to inset that foot enough to get the chuck in there to hold it from the bottom. Yeah, you'll do for now. Raise that up a bit. Now I have a square shoulder. There. And I'm going to create a little bit of a dovetail. Now I can hold it in the Vic mark. Let's do something about this. Look at that grain. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, so now I can hold this on this side. Wrench. Who's got the wrench? Groovy. And do I need this? I really don't. Okay. And there we go. Still happy with it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's get this guy. Aha. You are too tall now. Set you down. I need. Where are you? What have I done with you? This guy. Oh, there it is. Okay, that. A little bit. Oh man, I don't know why. That's Abita says, howdy all, just leaving the office late, gonna lurk. Oh, hey, cool. Hey man, don't be, well I guess, yeah, don't be watching the phone or whatever it is while you're driving. Drive safe. As always, I guess you are responsible for your own safety. But hey, thanks for joining the channel. Good to see you, man. Okay, what do we got here? I need to go a little bit more. Yeah, I do. That should do. So just use my skewer as a negative brake scraper if that wasn't obvious. Maybe it might, maybe it wasn't. Now I need this guy again. I need to just put like just the tiniest little dovetail in there just to be able to hold on to it with the jaws, but it doesn't need to be much, which is kind of groovy. What we doing there? So I got a good 1/16 of an inch there, which should be plenty. This Osage orange is pretty dense hard wood. Okay. Get all the dust out of the dovetail here. Oh, well, actually, duh, I've got to sand it yet, so there was no point in that. Because I'm going to get more dust in there. Okay, I'll start with you next. I want this guy. That's probably too small now for that new pad. What have I got here? Hey, there we go. Because this is 3 3/8 inch, basically, this pad. Okay. So I'm really trying to pay attention to keep that little bit of the cove there. I am wearing a mask. It was kind of cool to figure out that I could actually, oh yeah, I'm going to have to use a power. Use the Greg Sander as a friction sander. It's kind of cool. Air is not mandatory, but in this case I want it. Did I turn it off? I sure did. So it should kick back on any moment now. Alright. Sanding in the direction that I have grain support. Seems to have gotten all that on that side. Wait for the compressor to catch up. Okay, cool. Yeah, alright. I may actually take this test. Ooh, man, that's a lot of dust. I'm glad I'm wearing this mask. I may try 320 even. Alright. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna grab some 320 here. Oh, whoops, I need to do something first though. There we go. I need to sand that. I don't know if I need to sand that. I think I'm going to leave it alone. Since it was so nicely scraped, maybe I shouldn't. Alright, let's dive into them too. Okay, let's grab this guy. How we doing on time? 10:30, not bad. That's some really pretty wood. Okay. And I'm still at the stage where it's not was pretty wood. That was pretty wood. That was pretty wood. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Let's move that away. What is this guy? I think I need to keep you there. So we will do that. And holy mackerel, that was a lot of dust. Okay. Moving on. Why don't I like that? Let's see what might turn into a blemish later. Down here around the OG. Okay, that took care of it. I just sanded really lightly with 320. Okay, cool. Did I make it small enough? Not quite. Okay, well, back to this. Need to widen that just a bit. It's close. No cigarillo for you, senor. You have missed the boat. There it is. That's too high. That will do it right there. And then I gotta reset this. Like that. I should be done with that tool. Should be done with that tool. You know what? Since I did take the scraper all the way across, but let's just give it a little bit of light sanding. A little bit of light petting. Okay. All right. And I'm true, as secure as I can make it. Now, this is where I gotta figure out, do I want to make this a box? I mean, truthfully, even now, I wouldn't, I actually don't want to, but I could take some of this off and use that as the lid, but I think I don't want to do that. What are we doing there? Nope. So that means and I do have to take a little bit off the surface anyway because of this broken away piece, but that's all right. I think I wanted to round this over a bit anyway. Just like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. So let's finish that dude off. I'm really not putting a lot of pressure against the timber, just enough to get this thing to spin. Oh yeah. I think that was a good idea. I think that was a good idea. And then lastly, hit it with 320 so it all blends in. Not a really heavy touch, just enough pressure against the material to get this to spin. Just make sure I'm not leaving any weird. Okay, cool. That looks very nice. Still, either way, it could be a bowl or a box, doggone it. Woo! That got me. You scoundrel. Or, I mean, there's still lots of things I can do with this. I could turn this into a hollow form still. I don't know. I think I had my heart set on a bowl, but that's okay. This is let's move this guy out of the way. Whoops, and not lose that or that. To the shaving gods. Boy, this stuff does make a lot of dust. All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, man. What do I want to do? He says. Actually, if I reshape this just a little bit and slope this up more. I mean, man, I'm so like, this is hard. This is hard. Whether this was going to be a bowl or a box, I think I don't know. I think I'm just going to turn it into a bowl. We'll just keep going with the bowl. It's really hard. I'll have more Osage orange someday. Sitting too high. Tool rest. that was just really bright. All right, what's the deal here? That shouldn't be happening. What is the deal? Something wrong with my... Oh, yeah. Okay, next piece. Something wrong with the grind. Okay. I guess I gotta work this over again. We were 320. Concentrating on following those curves, which is kind of what you want. I'm so quiet, but again, this is not a heavy hand. I'm just skating across the surface enough to get a spin out of the direct sander. All right. You are in my way. It is time for you to move. don't know if that's a little bit thicker than I want or not. Not sure. I don't know. I think that might be a little thicker than I want. But we'll dial that in a bit. Not too terrible on time. A lot of dust. I wonder how green Osage orange is to turn. Oh. Guess I'll just leave this down here. Okay. How are we doing on depth here? Okay, nice even thickness all the way through. Except for right there, of course. Okay, cool. Now I can clean it up. Whoop! Way up high. Do I have that dude over here? No. Wow, that's getting hot. I may have to move these guys. So I don't know again if it's the software or whatever. At least I can hear that something is being said, but the speech chat isn't making it very clear. But this is one of those pieces of Osage orange that you picked up for me. This was the bigger one, so I think this one came from Tennessee. I think the other one was from I don't remember where the other one was from. Maybe North Carolina. In any case, they're both seasoned, and I'll be right back there to see what it says on the screen. I'm putting a fresh burr on my negative rake scraper here. Cool. Okay, yeah. This is that one of those pieces of Osage orange. Let's see. I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. I think. No, I don't. Not yet. Oh, glasses on, Dave. So I'm lightly resting my fingers here on the outside of the bowl to kind of help dampen vibration a bit. I'm taking really light passes with the negative rake scraper. There's an area right here. Got it. It was just a hair thick. Got it. All right, let's see if I blow this out. How well that shows up. Okay. So I've got just a little bit more to go in the bottom. And then I'm going to take this dude, put another burr on it, and then shear scrape it. And then that should be good. Okay, I made him just left some chatter marks there. We'll find out. I didn't have my fingers resting on the outside when I came this far out. So yeah, I got a few little chatter marks. Just a really light touch will get them to go away, but I've got to put a little bit of support on the outside, just enough to rest it there. Don't need to like get a friction burn or whatever, you know, not that kind of pressure. Just enough just to let it ride across the surface. Okay, I'm thinking I like this bull. You can hear how quiet that sounds, that cut that I just made. That's what I'm looking for. I want to hear. I want it to be as quiet as possible. That means that I'm just touching that surface with that burr, and it's not trying to warp things out of place. I don't want to hear it bouncing around. I don't want to hear. I barely want to hear any kind of scraping action. Just a really light touch. Oh yeah, man, that looks nice. All right, so I'm gonna put across here again. Across that bottom. Oh yeah, nice. All right, let's take a look here, just for fun. Oh man, talk about that bottom thickness is spot on. That's awesome. So I got just the tiniest bit, a little bit of a needle mark of a nub, and I can get rid of that by using this negative rake scraper, and that's scraped it all up right there. So I'm going to run this across the grinder one more time, and then and then I'm going to shear scrape that bowl. Other than finish, we'll be done. Turn it off. Abaddis says, "Oh, made it home and stayed out of the ditch. Good deal. Glad to hear it, man. I'm sure it's as dark there. Well, no, wait a minute. It might be. What time is it here? 11. No, it's probably dark there now. Would be my guess. Yeah. No driving in the ditches, man. Okay, going for the shear scrape. And this is again a very, very light touch. I just want to hit the high spots. Man, that feels pretty smooth. Might feel like I should take another pass. Let's see. What are we doing there? That's just dust and not a tool mark. That's just dust and not a tool mark. Okay, I'll take it. Now let's see if I can really. Whoa, nope. We'll fix that. Make sure, because I just had a catch. Okay, I got it cleaned up. Because I let two different spots on the edge touch inside the bowl, so that got me a bit of a catch. Oh man, that looks so nice. Okay. What can I do here? Try to clean up everything I can without abrasive first. Oh man, nice. Okay. And then I can just touch that part up. What did I do with you? There you are. And that should take just a few seconds. Yes. Okay, that's a nice looking rim. Hand sanding too, very light touch. Okay, that'll do it. So, I'm not going to mark this. I may put it back in to put my finish on. But, let's change. Oh, wrong one, camera angle here. So let's see if we can get an idea before this is... Yeah, I can see the chatoyance in there. I don't know if it's showing up very well on the camera. But this one I think I'm going to buff before I put any finish on. But it's a nice little bowl. Really pretty timber, man. That Osage orange is awesome. So once I get a finish on this, I'll make sure you all see it. Yeah, I'm going to use my finish actually, because I like what it did with the other piece. And I do intend on using this bowl. Heck yeah. Have people asking me all the time, man, like, how long will it last? Can you eat out of it? Can you drink out of it? I'm like, well, as long as you don't leave water sitting in it for days on end, it won't eventually make its way through the straws and the fibers. As long as you keep the finish up on it, yeah, I mean, it should outlive you if it's taken care of. I mean, we have as human beings a long history of using wood for utensils. It's not like it's anything new. It's just not. I think stoneware probably came later. I'm pretty sure it would have, because it would have been easier to gouge out, a surface to be able to use out of a piece of wood a lot easier than it would be to. Well, I mean, I don't know exactly when human beings discovered fire and were able to things off sticks for a long time. Abbott says we've been eating things off of sticks for a long time. Yes, marshmallows, hot dogs, yeah. I mean, just everything. But anyway, I mean, we have a long history with it. So as long as you take care of your woodware, it will last for a very, very long time. It's no different than pottery or anything else. If you bounce it off the floor hard enough, it will break. But wood in general is an excellent surface for foodstuffs, in my opinion. So yeah, man, look at that. It almost like it reminds me of mahogany. The grain does. Let me turn this light off. Maybe that'll help some. It kind of reminds. You know what? Let's swap cameras again too, since I still have a bit of an audience. Let's get this guy. I don't know if that really does it justice. Maybe that angle. It kind of reminds me of mahogany a lot as far as the grain pattern. But this has got a lot of really neat, lovely chatoyance in it. I can't wait till it gets buffed. All right, so we'll do that tomorrow. We'll buff this bowl tomorrow and put some finish on it and see what that dude looks like. I think that will be exciting. All right. Well, thanks, folks. For those of you who may have come in late, my name is Dave. Howdy. I'm a wood turner. I started this channel as a way to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator, and also a better turner, because the secret sauce to all of this and all those little bitty pieces of the puzzle and blah, blah, blah is practice. That is the secret sauce. Got to have it. Without it, you're not going to get as far as you think you'd like to. It's just a bottom line. The same thing as any other task, any other endeavor you undertake. It takes practice to get better at it. And proper instruction and all that sort of thing. So don't give up on yourself too early. Allow yourself to make mistakes because they're going to happen. Um, and then as you get more practice in, the more and more the happy mistakes happen as opposed to the not so happy ones. And I say that kind of with a kind of a side grin, because also some of that is like, how you can reuse the piece in whatever way. So just because it's got maybe you made it, I don't know, it wasn't your perfect bowl or whatever it is, and you set it aside, man, you might be able to come back to it when your turning is better and dress it up. I still have just a couple of pieces from like when I very first started to turn. I'm not going to get rid of them on purpose anyway, because I could look back at it and go, yeah, wow, man, I started just like everybody else. I mean, really clunky, thick, heavy stuff. Lots of learning how to deal with or how to learn the proper way to use the tools in the first place, and then all the practice and exploration after that. So and instruction. I love going to Airmont. One of these days I'll make it to John C. Campbell. I'd like to go to Dale Nish School. But I really enjoy taking instruction on wood turning too, because I want to be the best turner I can be. And that's another reason why I started this channel, because I really like you to help you become the best wood turner you could be too. So let's do this together, man. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the support along the way. I appreciate it. All the chats and the subscriptions and the follows and all that. Thank you very much. Uh, I hope you all stay friendly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow night, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Twitch. We're going to take this bull and buff it, and then we'll put finish on it, and then we'll go from there, man. Who knows what might show up next? I don't know. So awesome. We look forward to seeing you out here, Avidus. Yeah, relax a bit, man, now that you're home safely, which is awesome. I think that's great. Enjoy some dinner, and hopefully you won't be trying to drive in the snow and tomorrow. You'll be able to catch the broadcast without. Not that I'm not assuming that you pay attention to the phone more than you do the road, but from my experience, like when I'm driving distances, I don't often listen to music because it's a distraction to me. So a lot of times I don't listen to anything when I'm driving. Short distances sometimes, but or if it's a road trip with friends, and then that's something different. But when I'm by myself driving, I don't typically listen to anything, really, not a lot. I do listen to IPR, NPR, radio here in town. NMC has a radio station to listen to occasionally, and a little bit of USB music on the USB, but I don't play it a whole lot. Anyway, I'm glad you made it home safe. Thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you all tomorrow night. Good night, folks.